Welcome to today's broadcast. Shout out to our sponsors. And now for our broadcast.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to, what's the name of the field here?
Well, it's Taylor Park,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful place to take in a ball game.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, Jeff, glad to be along here with you here on Jeff's live streams. It's a big one here at the top of the Flyway Conference. Laconia 8-2 in league play. They're tied with Campbellsport right now, Jeff, and one game behind them. A little bit surprising is Mayville, who's caught fire here the last couple of weeks. 8 straight wins for the Cards, including a couple of last week was just massive for Mayville. Last week, a 3-win conference week and a couple of wins over Lamira, which a lot of people thought the Lions were going to be one of the top teams in the conference this year. They are, and they were able to get a couple of one-run wins against Lamira, a huge comeback win, and then last Friday had to go to 9, had to go to extra innings with Winnebago Lutheran. And look, Laconia knows how good Winnebago Lutheran is. They had to go to extras to beat WLA in the first series of the season, and Mayville able to get a 12-8 win back on Friday. So a big 3-win week. They're 8 in a row. A lot of momentum here for Mayville coming into this game. And on the other side, now Laconia's had a tremendous year. You would say that right now is probably the most adversity they've faced over the course of the season. They started out so hot. And the last couple of weeks, some of the bounces that they were getting earlier in the season, they just haven't gotten them. And they've lost a couple of conference games, albeit to top teams in the Flyway Conference. And from a Laconia perspective, they just hope they aren't going to look back at that Springs loss and say that's one that the top teams got, you know. But you know, Mayville also lost to Springs. WLA split with Springs. So, you know, Springs is a quality team that is just, you know, a little further down in a very strong Flyway Conference. So, but this week is massive for both of these ball clubs because Mayville's a game back. They're 7-3 in the league, sit in third place behind these two teams. Then there's a couple of games down to 5-5 WLA and 5-5 Lamira. So, if you want to be part of the Flyway Conference decision, if you want to win a conference championship, you have to. For Laconia, you have to at least split. And for Mayville, you probably got to win both of these to give yourself a chance because you got swept by Campbellsport earlier in the year, so you got to catch a couple of games. And for Mayville, in my opinion, I think that means sweeping these two if they're going to have a chance to win a conference championship.
We're going to step aside here, and we're going to come back. I'm going to see if I can fix that camera real quick, get a little bit better focus, turn it a little bit more down behind the plate. Then I probably am going to do some running after I show Jordan how a couple of buttons that he needs to click to get rolling. We'll hear a couple of ads, and we'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream.
Today and make a reservation. Better yet, swing out to the Bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Spring is here, and it's time for a tune-up at PT Tire and Service. Get your vehicle ready for those sunny drives with a thorough checkup. From oil changes and tire rotations to brake inspections and fluid top-offs, they've got you covered. Don't forget to check your wipers and battery, too. Swing by PT Tire and Service in Brandon for a spring refresh, ensuring your ride is safe and smooth all season long. Or call 920-346-TIRE to schedule an appointment. Your car will thank you. Sam's Well Drilling focuses on providing clean, safe water for everyone. Their expert well water testing checks for bacteria and nitrates, ensuring peace of mind. As part of Sam's commitment to providing safe water, an in-house water testing lab is integral to Sam's service offering. The Water Sampling Lab is a separate division SWD Labs and prides itself on friendly service and a quick turnaround. Whether for drinking, irrigation, or livestock, Sam's has it covered. Trust Sam's for all your water needs. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
And
back here, pregame show, Jeff's live streams, big one, Mayville and Laconia, getting ready to hook it up here and go through the starting lineups in just a little bit. But first, talk about some of the best hitters in the Flyway Conference that you'll be able to see here tonight. One is Cam Smith. Number 2, the shortstop for Laconia, and the shortstop for Mayville, Bobby Held, another one of those that is one of the best on-base percentage guys and one of the guys you love to have at the top of your lineup. Smith, leadoff hitter for Laconia, 474 average so far this season. Held a little bit behind that at 309. Held is a doubles machine so far this season. Held has 9 doubles, and you compare that to Cam Smith, who's got 16 of them, and you have 2 of the best not only leadoff hitters and on-base guys, but you have guys that can get themselves into scoring position real easily, and these guys have scored a lot of runs over the course of their seasons as well. Held has scored 24 times, and Cam Smith will get you that number. I'm not sure we have runs on the Laconia side of things. A little further down, 13 times that Cam Smith has scored. So give themselves and the guys behind them in their order an opportunity to drive them in. And another similarity between the two, both excellent hitters, both shortstops, and both sons of the head coaches. And there you go. That is Bobby Held and Cam Smith. Start with the lineup for Mayville. Kevin Keller leads off and plays right field. Mayville, a note about them, they switched their lineup 8 games ago, and since then have not lost. 8-game winning streak since they've changed their offensive lineup around, and Kevin Keller's been the leadoff hitter for that. He plays right field. Bobby Held, we just talked about him, shortstop, number 2. Weston Teeters is the 3-hole hitter. First baseman, number 20, he crushed a ball to right field in extra innings against Winnebago Lutheran. Big home run, had 4 RBIs against the Vikings on Friday. Austin Thorson is the cleanup hitter, second baseman, number 15. We may see him on the mound in relief as well. Tanner Schneider, number 17, is the catcher for Mayville, does a terrific job behind the dish. Blake Peterson, number 10, center fielder. Brady Zitlow is number 1 and plays third base. Batting 8th is Brent Seiler, left fielder number 14, and Mason Girth will do the pitching here tonight for the Cardinals. We're going to take a time out here, and we'll come back and we'll give you the starters for Laconia as we continue here on the pregame show on Jeff's live stream. Stay with us.
My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My Property Shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. In fact, there are thousands of them in use across America and in the Caribbean. We have also produced and developed many other steel products for use in retail, commercial, and industrial applications, such as building fascia, loading racks, wall panel systems, and much more. Our design record attests to our dedication to quality and customer satisfaction. King Manufacturing, from design to completion.
Born from a single project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. The cold storage industry is experiencing high demand and low capacity. WDS is building goodwill from the ground up through customized solutions. WDS is committed to outservice the competition and overdeliver for customers. A client-driven experience without question. Today, we're driven to be better in order to build better.
PT Tire.
Back here at Taylor Park, pregame show continues. Here is the lineup for Laconia. Cam Smith leads off, playing shortstop number 2. Jack Renz, the 2-hitter. Center fielder wears number 7. Flynn O'Lear batting third, playing right, number 4. The 4-hole hitter, number 27, the catcher, Colton Hogner. Number 12, on the 5-hole, Luke Raby playing second base. He's going to designate hit tonight, and Drake Nitz is going to do the play second base for Laconia. In the 6th hole, the pitcher Ethan Pino, he's been excellent as of late, especially in conference play. He's been tremendous. Number 3, Beckett Wiesgerber will play first base. Number 11, Nick Blank hits 8th and plays left, and Logan Plime, third baseman, wears number 8, and he will bat 9th tonight. Let's take another timeout. We'll come back with the start of the ball game when we return. Stay with us.
Is a family-owned business that invests in you and your family. From one family to another, safe travels and seamless automotive maintenance makes every trip a great trip. PT Tire and Service, serving central Wisconsin with excellence for over 20 years. Call 920-346-TIRE for all your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service, Brandon. No job too big or too small. PT Tire and Service in Brandon does it all. Call today, 920-346-TIRE.
The CWC Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities and programs, such as the recent investment into the school's new weight room, while also investing in the spiritual and physical growth of its athletes. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club or making a donation, email crusaderboosters@cwc.org. Good luck, Crusaders.
Just about ready to roll here. The Cardinals and the Spartans here. Once again, Laconia tied with Campbellsport atop the flyway, 8-2 record. And compare that to Laconia, which has a 7-3 record. In conference play, starting on the mound here today for the Spartans, Ethan Pino. He has a 1.62 ERA. A 1.26 ERA. And I'll tell you what, once it got to flyway play, Pino has been excellent, and not a big strikeout guy. He doesn't have overpowering stuff, although he did strike out quite a few Cougars in their win over Campbellsport a couple of weeks ago. But not an overpowering pitcher. I don't think either pitcher we're going to see today. Talk about Mason Girth in the bottom of this inning. But I don't think either pitcher we're going to see today is going to rack up a ton of strikeouts. I think what we're going to see is guys that trust their defense, that are going to hit their spots, and they'll let the defense take care of putting batters away. But the recipe for Mayville so far this year has been to score runs. I don't think Mayville wants to play a game that ends up 2-0. At least that hasn't been the recipe for the Cards so far this season. They have played some high-octane, high-scoring games. Now, I say that, and they did beat Lamira 2-1 on Tuesday last week. So they can do it, but over the course of the season, they just really have not done it that much. They can score runs. They may give a few up on the other side of it, but it's a tough lineup to set down top to bottom, and we'll see what Pino can do against them today. So we're ready to roll here at Taylor Park. Beautiful night for baseball here in Rosendale. My phone says 76 degrees. First pitch at 5:02. I know Justin likes to track how long the game lasts, so maybe if Justin's somewhere out there, he rewatches this. 5:02 our first pitch, and quickly a 1-1 count after Kevin Keller able to fight one off. First pitch was a ball. Keller so far this season, all stats I would say are pretty unofficial as he fouls this one off. And Keller was the 5-hole hitter early on in the year, and it started the year off strong. He's hitting .377 and 23 of 61 so far this season. He's had a really good year for the Cards, and that's part of the reason that Coach Held moved him up the order here to a leadoff spot. And he's done a good job. As I mentioned, 8-0 since they've switched their hitting order, and there's all sorts of things that go into that. Obviously, the teams that you play, but since they lost that second game to Springs, they have been unbeaten, and that includes 4-0 in the flyway. Pino misses upstairs, and it's 2-2 on Kevin Keller. Couple of highlights for Keller. He's got 9 doubles this season. And he swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Ball gets away from Hogner, but it's a 2-3 putout. And Beckett Wiesgerber, one of the best first basemen in the Flyway Conference defensively, and he made easy work of that. Good job by Hogner to find the ball, and a strikeout to start things off. Just as I said, wouldn't be a strikeout game, and here you go, first lead off for first batter of the game, and Pino able to set him down with a nice-looking curveball. And an off-speed pitch to start things off with the second at-bat with Bobby Held, and Held goes down 0-1. And talking to Pino after the Campbellsport game where Laconia got a big-time win, 9-2 was that final, and he said if he's going to strike guys out, it's got to be with the off-speed. It's got to be with that curveball, and he was able to throw it for strikes, get ahead of hitters, and that's what allowed him to have so much success in the strikeout department against Campbellsport. And see if he's able to do that again today. He's up here 0-2 on Bobby Held. Although Held, he is a tough guy at the plate. He's walked 20 times this season. A good eye at the dish, and even though he's behind here, he's just fine. And count run to 2-2 here. I think I said 0-2 before. It was 1-2. Now 2-2. And Pino set from the windup, and another off-speed pitch, and that looked really good. Not sure where that one missed, if that was up or in. Looked good from up here, but new life here for Bobby Held, and the count is run full on the second hitter of the ball game, and he fights one off and stays alive. As we mentioned, 309 hitter. He's got more walks than he does hits. That just tells you the kind of eye he has at the plate. And of his 17 hits, over half of them are doubles. Big doubles potential here for Bobby Held. He's also got some power. He's hit a home run this year. But a guy that he finds himself in a lot of 3-ball counts. We'll see if he's got the eye here. That's up, and the 21st walk of the season for Bobby Held. And Mayville has a base runner here early. I'll tell you what, that's part of the reason that Mayville's been able to score so much is the top of this order between Held and Keller, and here's a sophomore, Weston Teeters, and guy that does not play like a sophomore, I'll say that much. And first opportunity to look at Pino out of the stretch here. And that one knocked Bobby Held's glasses off, diving back into first base. He was safe. It was a close play. Good tag by Wiesgerber, but just a little bit late. Pino sets from the stretch, and that one just over the top of the head of Weston Teeters. Teeters hits at .368 this season. He's got 2 home runs on the year. One of them came last Friday. Quick move back to first, Held paying attention. 35 total bases for Weston Teeters this year. And he's another guy that you got to be careful on. He's the RBI leader. Hogner's going to take a chance and just check on Held once again. Paying special attention there to Bobby Held. Make sure he's going to stay put there at first. He is a running threat. He's got the speed, that's for sure. But 19 RBIs for Weston Teeters leads the way offensively. And another one upstairs to him. He's second on the season. I was just going to say, Tanner Schneider, the catcher, we're going to see him in just a second. There's a curveball for a strike, runs the count 2-2. Tanner Schneider has 22 RBIs. He's hitting .367, just a point behind Weston Teeters. I was going to say, there's a couple 4 RBI games for Schneider so far this season. Another close play at first. Held seems pretty comfortable getting back there, but a couple of close plays over there at first base. Still a 2-2 count. Teeters at the dish, off speed, pulled down the line, and it's foul. Teeters out in front of an Ethan Pino curveball. And Held was racing around second base. He's got to return back to first. Throughout the day, we'll hopefully be able to give you some scoring updates from around the Flyway Conference as well. Campbell Sport has North Fondy this week. Here's a slow rolling ball to shortstop, and it's going to be Cam Smith to put it out to first base. Can't get held at second. That was hit way too slowly for Smith to have a chance there. Good job by him. Good decision making to toss the ball over to first base and get Teeters, and 2 outs for Austin Thorson, the cleanup hitter for Mayville. Thorson got he thought he was going to have the win on Friday on the bump against Winnebago Lutheran. WLA had other plans. Here's pitch number 1, hits the inside corner. Nice pitch there from Pino. 19-pitch first inning so far for Ethan, and he's working right along, although he's got a runner in scoring position here withheld. Anything that touches grass here, anything through the infield, they're going to send him. And that one's on the outside edge and in. That was a tough one for Thorson. A little bit off the outside edge. And Pino's way ahead here, 0-2. Comes home, this one out to short. And that ball is taken care of, and Laconia gets out of the inning. Nice play over there by Drake Nitz. The 4-3 putout. And Mayville strands 1 on a walk here in the first inning. No runs and no hits. We're back with the second after this. Stay with us here on Jeff's live streams.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
We head to the bottom of the first here at Taylor Park. Coach Smith walking around to take his place coaching third base, and Cam Smith will lead things off as they face Mason Girth from Mayville. Girth, as I mentioned, 2.51 ERA in 36 and 2/3 innings on the mound. He's 4-2. 13 earned runs given up. Struck out 25 batters as well. Comes inside on Smith. And Smith able to lean out of the way. As we mentioned with Cam Smith, 474 batting average. 14 doubles on the season. And second pitch is the strike, so 1-1 is the count. Smith pops this one up to the shortstop. That's Thorson. Camps under it and catches the pop out. 3 pitches and a quick out here for Mason Girth on the mound. And Girth has given up runs. Hasn't always had the run support that maybe some of the other pitchers have had for Mayville this season, but he's still 4-2. He's still found his way into the win column plenty of times. Off speed there on the outside corner, just off the edge, but caught a piece. And 0-1 here to Jack Renz. Renz swings on the second one. Fly ball out to left field. Battling the sun out there and making the catch is Brent Seiler. And 5 pitches and 2 quick outs for Mason Girth. Just what the doctor ordered for him. And Flynn O'Leary to the plate, hitting .282 this season. He's got 11 hits on the campaign. Renz was hitting .386 prior to that. First pitch swinging for Flynn O'Leary. This one drifting towards the right field line, and it's going to be a 6-pitch inning here for Girth. As out in right field, a nice play made by Kevin Keller to retire the side. 6 pitches, no hits, no one left. We're back with the second inning. Stay with us.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner. Grab one of the daily specials or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Sam's Well Drilling focuses on providing clean, safe water for everyone. Their expert well water testing checks for bacteria and nitrates, ensuring peace of mind. As part of Sam's commitment to providing safe water, an in-house water testing lab is integral to Sam's service offering. The Water Sampling Lab is a separate division SWD Labs and prides itself on friendly service and a quick turnaround. Whether for drinking, irrigation, or livestock, Sam's has it covered. Trust Sam's for all your water needs. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
Well, you couldn't have had too many of a different innings to get the same result. 21 pitches for Ethan Pino and just 6 for Mason Girth to find themselves with the same result, a scoreless first inning. As we head to the second here, Jordan King with you from Flyway Focus, helping Jeff out today. Glad to be here between two of the Flyway heavyweights in the baseball standings this year. And Pino way upstairs with that curveball, couldn't get on top of it. And stepping to the dish here is Tanner Schneider. He's the RBI leader for the Cards this season. He's had a great year at the plate, and a second ball from Ethan Pino. Schneider on the year, 367, 22 RBIs. Couple of doubles in there. This is a hot shot to Cam Smith. Smith pops out of the glove, high throw, Wiesgerber right there, and puts out Tanner Schneider for the first out of the inning. And so far, pretty light contact, I would say, all things considered, against Ethan Pino. That was the hardest hit ball, and even that one was easily handled by Cam Smith out there at short, although he makes pretty much everything routine out there. There's a fastball right at the top of the zone. And 0-1 count here to Blake Peterson, center fielder. He moves well. This one's outside, 1-1. Moves well when he gets out on the bases, does Peterson. Peterson, 276 on the year. He was hitting a little higher in the order, and he's dropped down as the year has gone on. That one, I think they're saying, was up and dropped into the zone, so no strike called on that one. Pino kind of looking inquisitively at the umpire after that one. That one's high as well. And, I guess the first pitch was not a strike. That's interesting. I thought the first one was a strike, but that was ball 4 on 4 straight pitches there. And Pino walks Blake Peterson, who's got speed out there now at first base. It's the 11th walk of the year for Peterson, and that brings up Brady Zitlow, the third baseman. Zitlow got the win. Well, no, I think it ended up going to Kevin Keller after everything was all said and done on Friday against Winnebago Lutheran. Zitlow, one of the options in relief for Mayville, I would say out of the bullpen, but they don't go much deeper than their starting 9. Brent Seiler, Joe Promersberger, they kind of alternate for that 9th spot. They have not gone very deep. They don't have a huge roster to begin with, only 14 players, I believe, on their roster at the last time I checked, at least. And there's a strike for Pino. Count is 1-1 to Brady Zitlow. And we got a beautiful center field cam thanks to the hard work of Jeff from Jeff's live stream. Usually if you got your name on the on the company. You don't got to go running up there to center field. But I wasn't volunteering for it. So
well, but a lot of people don't know what I'm specifically looking for either. So
yeah, I wouldn't have helped you there. There's a swing and a strike there. Zitlow's staying alive, catching a piece.
But I do want to thank you, Jordan. I didn't get a chance to. Thank you for coming here and announcing today.
Great game to do it for. I was going to be
talking on and off about how much I love having you with us and trying to figure out how we can keep things working together.
Brady Zitlow goes down on strikes, and another strikeout for Ethan Pino, and that's number 2 of the day for him. And 2 down now, bringing up Brent Seiler in the 8th spot, left fielder.
Do you have any idea how Austin Thornton or Weston Teeters went out? In the last inning?
I could. I would have to rack my brain. I can pull it up on Game Changer here in just a second. We can maybe between
innings. Yep, absolutely.
We'll get things squared away.
It's all right. It gives me a chance to take a drink.
There you go.
The sweat off my face.
And there goes Peterson. Good throw from Hogner. It's right on the money. And Colton Hogner was running off before that one was even caught out at second base as he cuts down Peterson. And Pino is out of the inning. No worse for wear. No one left on. No hits. Just the walk from Pino. And we head to the bottom of the second. Stay with us here on Jeff's live streams.
And Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area. Or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holz Realtor.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
Bottom of the second inning here, it'll be Colton Hogner to lead things off. He just had a lights-out play behind the dish, tossing out Blake Peterson, who I mentioned runs well for Mayville, and able to cut him down at second. First pitch is an outside breaking ball from Mason Girth. Needed just 6 pitches to get through that first inning, and we'll see if Laconia is maybe a touch more patient at the plate here. Check swing from Hogner, slow roller. That one, well, you don't see Bobby Held make many errors over there at short, and that was a tough hop coming off the infield grass, but he had to charge it. I
don't know if that's an infield hit or an error. I mean, it's your call. I would almost have called that an infield hit just because how well the hitter was running down the baseline.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, if Held waits for the ball to get to the dirt, he's not getting Hogner. He had to charge that one. And here comes Luke Robbie, who is DHing tonight. Think back to the first series of the year when Laconia swept Winnebago Lutheran in 2 one-run ball games, and one of them was a Luke Robbie walk-off dinger. He hit it to dead center, and they beat WLA. And that's one where if you can get 2 over WLA this year, that's a tough outfit.
That's the way the whole flyway has been this year.
You're
trying to double up on a team.
Yeah. For Laconia and Campbellsport to be where they are, here is Held to Thorson over to first in a double play. No, they're going to say that Robbie beat it out. Good running down the first baseline there for Luke Robbie, and I think Teeters thought they got him there. He had a
sure looks like it on the instant replay.
He asked a question there of the umpire, and I thought they turned the double play there, but no such luck for the Mayville Cardinals. So a runner at first base. Here is the first pitch to Pino, who steps in for the first time tonight. And so Robbie over there at first base. But as we were talking about there, with the strength of the Flyway Conference this year, here's Pino, lines one out to center. That's a good-looking swing there from Ethan Pino. And he's got himself a single, moves Robbie over into scoring position, and that'll bring up Beckett Wiesgerber. And we're going to get a courtesy runner here for Pino, the pitcher. And that'll be Tillman Madigan, who comes to run for the Spartans. And now 2 runners on, just 1 out, bringing up the 7-hole hitter and the first baseman, Beckett Wiesgerber. We'll finish that thought about the strength of the Flyway here. Here's a ball that sneaks through the left side of the infield, and they're going to hold up Robbie at third. That was a good decision there from Coach Smith to hold up Robbie at third. I think he would have been dead in the water at home plate. Good arm on Bobby Held. WLA found that out in a big way on Friday. WLA had 5 runners thrown out, one at second, 2 at third, and 2 at home against Mayville. And Bobby Held had 3 of the 5 assists on those plays. And so he is not someone you want to run on, take an extra base on. But now they're loaded here for Nick Blank in the 8-hole, and a chance here for Laconia to take an early lead against a top 3 team in the Flyway Conference. And this one nearly hits Nick. That was off speed. He was ready to take that. He would have wore that one. And the curveball just might have been a slider there. Just found its way past him. Here's a fastball that's fouled off by Blank, and it's 2-1. Nowhere to put him, as the baseball players like to yell. Madigan on second, he runs well as well. So an opportunity here for Blank to not only score a run here, but maybe score a couple with Madigan out at second base. Bobby Held was closer to second there. I'm not sure that would have got through. Here's a potential double play ball. Shoveled from Held to Thoresen down the line, and that was good running there from Nick Blank, and it'll be the first run of the ball game for Laconia as Nick Blank secures the RBI, scoring Robbie from third base, and a good job to beat out the ground ball. That one was no question. Now that that potential missed call at first on the double play comes back to haunt Mayville, but still danger here for Mason Girth and the Cards as Logan Plime, who's playing third base today, steps to the dish. This one is lined out to left and right in the tracks of Brent Seiler. He gets the final out, and Girth had to labor through that one a little bit more, but only 1 run from a bases loaded situation. You'll take that if you're the Cards. 1-0 here between Laconia and Mayville. We're back with the 3rd inning after this. Stay with us.
Booker at My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My Property Shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
Is your child ready for life? At Central Wisconsin Christian, we equip students not only with an exceptional education, but also with the spiritual foundation they need to navigate today's world with confidence and faith. Our graduates are prepared for life, academically, personally, and spiritually. Discover what makes Central Wisconsin Christian different. Call us at 920-324-4233 or visit us online at wearecwc.org. Central Wisconsin Christian, preparing students for life and eternity.
Back here at Taylor Park, the Spartans lead at 1-0 against Mayville. Brent Seiler will lead it off. He was at the plate when Colton Hogner threw out Blake Peterson at second to end last inning. So he'll get a fresh count here. And he's quickly behind 0-1. Mason Girth, the pitcher, waits on deck, and then it'll be back to the top with Kevin Keller here in the third inning for the 7-3 Mayville Cardinals, who have won 4 straight conference games and 8 in a row overall. Pino from the windup, and that one's high. And when Pino has missed so far today, it has been upstairs more often than not. Laconia just scoring in the second inning. If you're just joining us, able to scrape a run across. There was Mayville tabbed it as an error on Bobby Held to start off that inning with the bobble. So
wow.
and that's Mayville. So
yeah.
I'll let
What a stop.
They're gonna tab that one on their own shortstop. I'll agree with them, I guess. That's fine. Tough play though. I'll say that.
I mean, that's almost like a.
Here's Seiler to shortstop Cam Smith. Smith fires over to Wiesgerber. And the first out of the inning here in the third goes 6-3. And Mason Girth, opportunity to try to help himself here at the bottom of the order. Check his batting average so far this season, .317, which seems really good. Especially when that's one of the lower numbers in the lineup. This one's hit well to left center. Tough play for Jack Renz. He dives at the fence. It goes off his glove, and it's.
They're gonna say he caught it.
Wait,
wow.
The home plate umpire is making an out call here, and the umpire at second base is not making a call. That looked like the ball hit the fence.
It did to me also.
I'd be interested. That's right by our camera, Jeff.
Yeah, I did not have it swung on that one.
Why in the world is the home plate umpire making that call?
Because it is his. He always makes the final call, first call. So that's his call. But he can, if he wishes, he could defer to the second out or the base.
Well, I don't know.
Right?
I don't know why you wouldn't have the guy who was closer make the call.
Right.
It certainly looked like the ball hit the ground, unless that was it. I don't know if Jack's wearing sunglasses out there.
That's possible that's went flying as well.
But something went flying out there, and if Renz isn't wearing sunglasses,
I think he'll be honest and tell you when you go down there and talk to him.
I'd love. Yeah, and it's not his responsibility,
right?
To make the right call,
right?
The optics of that are not good. If I were a Mayville fan, I would not be so happy after that. That's your 9-hole hitter who puts a charge into it, and the umpire made the call before. I mean, the way Renz got up and fired the ball in with as much urgency as he did seemed like he was getting the ball back in because he knew it hit the ground, right?
That's the way I saw it as well.
And so, again, if the umpire saw it go in the glove and he saw a catch for sure, I'm not doubting him. But if you have any doubt, you got to use context clues. And the way that Renz reacted to getting that ball in,
right?
I just thought it was down out there, and that would have been a surefire double. Girth was standing on second before Renz even threw the ball back in as he tattooed that one out to left center. So I guess as it stands, that is the play of the year from Jack Renz.
I would say.
Running straight back, diving at the fence, and making a catch. And now that's, from a Mayville perspective, that's 2 calls that they'll feel were incorrect against them. The double play ball in the last inning that ended up scoring a run for Laconia later in the inning, and then that play out there. It would now be 2 runners on with 1 out, and now just 1 on with 2 outs.
And is Bobby Held up?
This is Bobby Held,
yeah, right.
Who is a dangerous hitter in his own right. That was a big call for sure. As Pino steps off and is going to check on Kevin Keller. First time around, Bobby Held was 0-2, and he found a way to work a walk first time around. First pitch inside and upstairs to Bobby Held, and a 1-0 count here to the number 2 hitter for the Cards. See if Coach Held wants to be a little aggressive. We'll see here on the base paths. This one ripped down the line and over the shoulder of Logan Plyman. That one would have drove in a run had there been a runner on second base.
Good hard hit there by Held. Took a bad hop right off the edge of the grass.
It sure did. Same thing that happened to Held himself. Guess what goes around comes around, right?
Right.
And that exact same bad hop that hops over the shoulder of the third baseman. And Coach Held now
he is still
having another go. I know the people listening are probably saying, why don't you just drop it, Jordan? But, look, this is a conference championship determining game, and I just I do not like the home plate umpire making that call. I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that. And I certainly don't think he caught it based on my 2 eyes. And by the way, we're not that much further away than he is.
Right.
We always say they have a better angle, and he does. But he's not that much closer than we are. So anyways, there you go. Weston Teeters at the dish, and he could put all of Mayville's worries away here with a base knock. Teeters also has home run power. He hit a towering shot as far to right field as you could. It was opposite field power against Winnebago Lutheran on Friday. This one is upstairs, and count is 1-1 to the sophomore Weston Teeters. And talking to Coach Held after the game, that was one thing he mentioned. He's like, this is a sophomore, and sometimes I look into that batter's box, and I don't see a sophomore playing. I see someone that's much more experienced than that. Here comes Pino. This one turned on and fouled. Good first step there by Coach Held. Is he able to knock that one down? Runners on first and second, 2 outs and a 1-2 count here to Weston Teeters. Off-speed pitch popped up over near the fence. Wiesgerber runs out of room, out of play.
Yeah, I got to run over there and get that one in focus because that would have been a nice one. Although he would have almost kissed that camera.
I would say.
Right?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. Like I said, I wish we would have had an SD card in there recording so we could go watch that one back. It might have been just a little too low for that camera out there, but he dove right next to it. That's for sure. Here comes Pino on the 1-2 count. That's outside. Oh, they're going to punch out Weston Teeters. That ball was about 2 off the plate, and Teeters goes down and leaves a pair. A lot of head shaking from the Mayville dugout, and I'm not sure I blame them. We go to the bottom of the third. Stay with us.
Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class building and canopies. Steel King canopies are a well-known and respected product. We design, fabricate, and contract installation for C-stores, fleets, entryways, restaurants, and more. Steel canopies serve a variety of purposes, including advertising or signage, control access, sheltering an entrance or loading area, support of lighting systems, and weather protection for people, equipment, or outdoor storage. King Manufacturing. From design to completion.
Hello, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love.
Cam Smith steps in, bottom of the third inning, and he rips one down the line. He was sitting all over that off-speed pitch and just a little bit too far out in front of it, and Smith would still be running if that was a fair ball, but it wasn't. Yeah, second pitch outside, pulled in there from Schneider, and he earned himself a strike there for Mason Girth. 0-2 count here to Cam Smith. And outside pitch, Smith trying to serve that one into left field. Diving play. Now look at Smith go. He's going to end up at second for sure. And Smith cruises into second. That ball did not roll as far as I thought it might. Past the outstretched arm of Brent Seiler.
The grass is a little bit long, and you
That's
know
true.
that you
Yep.
walked out there and
Yep.
it kind of knocked it down. But what was more impressive to me is the at-bat. The pitch was to the outside. He took the pitch where it was and hit it down the oppo field. A great hit.
Yeah, that was textbook from they call that professional hitting, and I would say that's the closest you get to a professional hitter in high school baseball is Cam Smith. He is tremendous. First pitch is outside. Good effort by Brent Seiler. Laid out there in left field, and it was a good job to read that from Seiler because I think he realized, as you alluded to there, Jeff, was that the grass was going to hold that up, so he could take the sure it ends up with an extra base runner at second, but maybe worth the risk there to record an out. 1-1 count here to Jack Renz. Renz, first time around, saw one pitch before recording an out. Here he's going to see three. This one ripped down the line, and Laconia is just slowly now, second time through the order. That's now two really hard-hit balls on the off-speed stuff. They are dialing in on what Mason Girth is bringing to home plate here. You can just see that slowly happening.
They must have found a tell, whether there's something with the glove or the shoulder or the hand.
Yeah, well, they're sitting on that off speed, I think, Jeff, because that's the second time now. Renz has been late on that fastball, and he just turned on the off speed pitch just a pitch prior. So I think they're going to sit on this off speed stuff and see if they can't drive it. Another one belted out of play there from Jack Renz. First time around, Renz flew out to Brent Seiler out in left field. Cam Smith out there in scoring position. You would think anything that hits the grass, they're going to be aggressive with him. This one's popped up to Thorson at second. Austin Thorson ranges back and makes the catch to record the first out of the inning for Mason Girth and the Cards. That'll bring up Flynn O'Lear, who the first time out flew out to Kevin Keller out in right. It was a great play by Keller. The ball was tailing away from him, and he ranged over and put away Lair, and that was the end of a 6-pitch inning back in the first. And Girth has remained efficient. This one gets past Schneider, and now just, what are they, 60 feet bases here?
90 for baseball,
in high school still? All right. 60 in softball, I think.
Correct, you're right.
Is what I'm thinking of.
Yep.
I watch too much softball, as you know, Jeff.
Well, we all do. We're all falling in love with it.
Big softball guy here.
It's not as, let's see, I don't want to say boring because that wouldn't be the right word. Oh, did I say boring?
I just like that you can't throw over. If they did away with the pickoffs in baseball.
We were sitting there talking yesterday, Cam and I, about why do they have to have 5 to 7 warm-up pitches in between innings? I mean, they just got done throwing. I understand when it's cold, right? Yeah. But, I mean, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, well, and you're always worried about pitch count with the boys, too.
Yeah, but they don't count that.
That's why. Well, that's what I mean. It's like if we're worried about pitch count, and here's O'Lear striking out, you would think then you wouldn't want him throwing quite as many warm-up. Whatever.
Flynn was the one that caught the ball in the eye, right? So he split open his eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
in warm-ups, huh?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so we'll cut him some slack.
He might be seeing 3 or 4 balls coming in there, and the fact that he fouled off one of them was pretty good.
I'll tell you what, if I would need to see 3 or 4 for me to have success up there. So here's Hogner, hot shot to the short. Bobby Held got the ball, tough play, and he throws out Hogner. And Cam Smith stranded at third. What a play by Bobby Held. That time was able to throw Hogner out. First time around he wasn't able to. That time he got the job done and limits the. Well, there was no damage there in that third inning. Able to keep Laconia off the board. We head to the fourth. Stay with us. You're listening on Jeff's live streams.
To talk.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we are with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead. Building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Back here for the 4th inning on Jeff's live streams. Mayville looking for their first run of the game. If you're just joining us, they thought they might have had it last inning, but not to be. That one straight back towards us. Austin Thorson back at the plate. Give you a couple of scores from around the flyway. There is no game changer going on between Campbellsport and North Fond du Lac now, which is a little unusual. Normally Campbellsport's got one. North Fond usually doesn't live theirs, but Campbellsport usually does. I don't know if that one hasn't got postponed or something. Here's a strike from Pino. But 3-2 lead for WLA over Lemira.
Wow.
And a 2-0 lead for Springs over Omro right now. This is hit hard from Austin Thorson. And the Mayville people are saying go ball. That one hits off the fence. No hand in the air this time, and Austin Thorson is safe. And we did not see an out call from the home plate umpire that time, and Thorson cruises into second.
I still have to tell you, I was very impressed the fact, though, that Jack Renz is able to
He's
turn
right there.
and get to the fence.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right.
And like I said, that I'll go back and say this again, play of the year that I've seen in baseball this year, with if he did catch that.
Right.
That was the play of the year. I mean, running full speed, full outstretched dive, and he was able to catch it. Unbelievable. I was talking to Coach Ledley, the football coach. Here's a off-speed pitch in the dirt, 2-0 to Tanner Schneider, the catcher. Talking to Coach Ledley, the football coach, before the game, and he, obviously, who wouldn't want to coach Jack Renz?
Right.
He's due for a monster senior year. They got to find some people to block in front of him. That was, that's no secret. They got to find some people in the trenches. But if they do, there's some skill for Laconia football coming up next year. Inside corner that time from Pino, and it's a 2-1 count here to Tanner Schneider. This one is down and away in a 3-1 count.
Yeah, Ethan cannot afford to be throwing this many pitches. He's got to get ahead in the count and chase them with his breaking ball if he can. Get him to hit the ball on the ground.
Yeah, I will say I think 63 is not terrible to be right now. Although he doesn't have an out here in the 4th.
Right.
We'll see where he sits at the end of the 4th inning. But you're right. When you compare that to the efficiency that Girth has shown on the other side, just 34 through 3 innings, that is excellent pitching. And Schneider chases on the outside corner, and he goes down on strikes. Does Tanner Schneider. He chased ball 4 there. He'd have walked himself if he would have been able to lay off that curveball. As Pino mentioned, that's his strikeout pitch, and you just saw why there. That ended up in the left-hand batter's box and looked good enough to swing at for Schneider. Here comes Blake Peterson. He was on base with a walk the first time around and then got thrown out trying to steal second. Austin Thorson represents the tying run out there at second base. He hit a double to dead center to lead things off in this inning. There's ball 2 down in the dirt. .66 pitches now for Ethan Pino. It'd be interesting to see who Coach Smith would go to in relief. Here's a big cut and a miss from Blake Peterson. Green light on the 2-0 count. He liked what he saw, but was not able to hit it with his number 2 pencil up there.
Yeah, I know. First time I saw that,
Very distracting.
Well, who would want a pencil? I mean, What's the purpose of it being a pencil?
I don't know. Hey.
When was the last time hey, you know what? I'd like to hit with a pencil.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Like it's a jetliner or something like that. I mean, that's something, a bomber, right?
Foul ball here from Peterson. When he came up to bat against WLA, I couldn't figure out what it was at first.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that looks like it's like meant to be a pencil. And sure enough, take your ACT with that
There
right
you
after
go.
the game.
Right.
Who knows? Full count here for Ethan Pino. He comes home inside. And for the second time today, Blake Peterson works himself a walk. 2 runners on, 1 out. And it brings Brady Zitlow to the plate for Mayville, looking for their first run of the game are the Cardinals. And Brady Zitlow on the season, 341 average. Here comes Pino home. That one into the gap between second and third. Throw to first in the dirt, and it's going to allow Peterson to get to third base. So the tag there was a good play by Logan Plime. And then tried to throw out Zitlow at first, and the throw got away from him. Yeah. So first and third with 2 outs. What? And Brent Seiler comes to the plate, and we're going to see a meeting here. Meeting at the mound here. 71 pitches for Ethan Pino. So we'll see if this is a change. It doesn't look like Pino's fixing to leave this ball game. Just the conversation here. Okay. With 2 outs, it's not really a question of what to do with the baseball. You just get that final out. But something there that Coach Smith saw that he wanted to make sure his team knew about here with dealing with Brent Seiler. I'm guessing what that was is if Mayville steals, here's what we're doing. First pitch strike from Ethan Pino. That's got to be what it was. With 2 outs, you're not discussing where you're going with the baseball. You just get that last out. So if Zitlow would happen to steal, what are we doing here to make sure Peterson doesn't score? That pitch up and in on Seiler, and it's 1-1.
I have to be honest, I'm surprised that he hasn't even taken a huge secondary to try and entice him.
Yeah, you're right. It's interesting. Zitlow seems content to stay there at first base, although you don't want to run out of the inning either. There is that.
Right.
And Hogner's got a great arm behind the plate, so there is that factor as well. 2-1 count. This one's low and in the dirt. Good job by Colton Hogner to block it, and he's going to have a conversation with Pino here.
Looks like Ethan is trying to overthrow a little bit here, as well as trying to aim instead of just trusting his natural ability just to throw the ball. Just play catch.
Oh,
I'll bet that's what Hogner went out and said. Let's just play catch.
That was a big play by Colton Hogner to keep that ball in front, because we've mentioned Peterson's speed a couple of times now, and he would have scored on that for sure. Seiler takes a big cut, and the count is full.
Runner at first will be taken off definitely for sure now.
3-2 count, 2 outs here in the fourth. Runners on first and third, up the middle. Chance here for Smith to get out of it. He throws to Wiesgarber, and Laconia able to sneak out of a first and third jam and get themselves out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 Laconia. You're watching on Jeff's live stream. Stay with us.
We are Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, and we have been leading a greenhouse here in Fox Lake since 1981. Family owned and operated, we provide beautiful flower baskets and fruit and vegetables to residents of South Central Wisconsin. We know the importance of having a variety of flowers, fruits, and vegetables available to our customers throughout the year. Discover the finest selection of locally grown produce, including sweet corn, tomatoes, and cucumbers, along with a variety of fresh fruits. At Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we believe in providing our customers with the freshest and highest quality produce. Come visit us and taste the difference.
Angling Only Guide Service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Bottom of the fourth here at Taylor Park in Laconia, trying to build on what is a 1-0 lead here against Mayville. Mason Girth, got to give him a ton of credit out there on the mound. He is thrown well. Just to tell you, his last 2 outings, he gave up, he's given up no earned runs the last 4 times. And
that is hit hard in the gap.
Kept this out well, and a nice play out there at center field. Blake Peterson. There's the speed. We've mentioned Blake Peterson 3 times now about his speed. Sorry, Jeff, I was looking at my notes there, and Luke Robbie hit it hard. And I'll tell you what, the wind's blowing out to right center. If he'd have hit that to right center, that one would have been gone. But at left center, it was cutting across the ball, and probably actually blew it a little closer to Blake Peterson, and aided by the wind there.
But it still hasn't been impressive to me that what's been happening out in left center with both of the center fielders. I thought I was watching the right fielder or left fielder. That's where I thought it was going to be closer to.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, like you said, Peterson coming out of nowhere.
So Ethan Pino now to the plate. Pino is 1 for 1, hit a line drive out to center field. But as to this point, Girth's one run that he's given up today is unearned. So that's now, if he can continue this for Mayville, that'll be 4 straight outings where he has surrendered. Make it 5 straight outings where he's given up no earned runs.
Well, he's going the distance, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it seems like it. Pino hits this one out to right, and that one had the help of the wind. But a nice play out there. Kevin Keller moving back into the shadows and tracking it down. So 2 loud outs here to start the inning for Laconia. Pino got a hold of that one. But out in right field, Kevin Keller took care of it. And so far, there's been 6 pitches this inning, too. We're tracking towards another short inning. There you go, a 7-pitch inning for Mason Girth as he deals with Begga Wiesgerber in 1 pitch. And 40 pitches through 4 innings.
10 per inning, wow.
That is nuts so far for Mason Girth. We head to the 5th. Mayville needs some runs. You're watching on Jeff's live streams.
The CWC Athletic Booster Club is proud to support this broadcast. The CWC Athletic Booster Club is a not-for-profit organization made up of CWC athlete family members and friends of the school. The club's goals are to support improvements of the CWC athletic facilities and programs, such as the recent investment into the school's new weight room, while also investing in the spiritual and physical growth of its athletes. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Booster Club or making a donation, email crusaderboosters@cwc.org. Good luck, Crusaders.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner, grab one of the daily specials, or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
So we head to the 5th here at Taylor Park. A pitcher's duel. And I'll tell you what, I didn't see this coming. This is not a slight to Mayville's pitching, because I just gave you some stats there. They've been good this year. They've had a nice year. Obviously, you have to be 7-3 in the conference.
Right.
But they've won some high-scoring games, and so I think that's probably more likely when Mayville plays. Oh, Girth just got into another one. Renz back to the track. He leaps, and this one is down. And Renz, I think, thought that went over the fence. Here goes Girth around second to third. And Renz either jarred himself, and I hope he's okay out there. He hit the wall hard. But I don't think he realized that one didn't go over the fence because he laid there for a second collecting himself, and Girth all the way to third base. And he'll believe that's the second time he hit one out there. But the box score will just say there's just one.
I would think Jack would now start to take at least 2 steps back.
Yeah, that's
to
not
start with, because
man.
he's not missing it by much, but he's just not. He's a little bit too close the way that they're hitting the ball.
Yeah, that is. You don't see Wrens get beat deep very often. I'll say that.
But they're hit hard. Mayville has hit the ball hard. You just have said that earlier.
Yeah. That one fouled off the umpire's face mask. And Mayville back around to the top of the order. This is why, and again, I don't mean to bring this up every inning, but this is why that call was so big.
Right.
And why Mayville argued it so vehemently. That's their 9-hole hitter that did that. Same thing, Girth here. Now you get back around to the top of the order with a runner in scoring position. High chopper. Girth's going to stay at third, and a good job there by Laconia.
Smart defensive play.
To get the out there, and just chopped too close to home plate for Girth to even think about going home.
Well, Cam Smith played it perfectly. He charged it, made sure that he got it in the grass, looked over at third, and made the runner stay.
And they're already in, right now with a runner on third base. They're already in, so that high chopper, that's the perfect time for something like that. If it would have been a hot shot, then maybe it would have been a different story. So here comes Bobby Held. Held's been on base a couple of times today. This one's down in the dirt. So a runner on third for the second time today for Mayville. Can they pay this one off? This time it was with no outs. Big cut from Bobby Held. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't need a home run. He just needs to give himself get himself a base hit here. That was a home run cut.
It looked good to him, though. He wanted it.
No doubt. This one is hit high to center field. This one should get Girth in. We'll see the arm on Jack Renz. Here comes Girth. It's cut by Wiesgerber, thrown home, and it's late. And tied up there from Bobby Held. That is a nice at-bat from Held, who is one of the leaders of this team. And there you go.
Were you here for the St. Mary Springs game? I can't remember if
I was
you were
not here for the Springs. I wasn't at either of the Springs series.
If I recall, I really wasn't paying attention a lot because I was bouncing back and forth, and I was trying to do some coaching of stuff, and if I recall, I believe that it was close all the way up until the 5th inning, and then Springs broke it open.
Yeah,
this is reminiscent to me of what happened in that game.
Yeah, you bet. It was, and I wasn't here, but obviously paying close attention to it. Springs went on a little bit of a run. Here's a Weston Teeters bomb. Look out. This one off the fence. And that is going to be the loudest single you have seen today.
I can't believe
in the Flyway Conference. That was 3/4 the way up the wall. And Weston Teeters, I cannot believe that didn't get out. Off the bat, I thought that was a home run.
Yeah, it was crunched.
And Weston Teeters is over at first base.
Did he hurt himself that he ended up stuck at first?
No, well, he is grabbing his hamstring right now, but
because as hard as that was hit, I don't care how big you are.
Well,
he could have fallen down and rolled to second base.
I disagree. I think it was hit so hard that
it got there
too quick. Yeah, it got there too quick.
That is possible.
But well, you're right. I mean, you're right. I still think he should be on second base. But
yeah.
I think Renz had a good read on it. But yeah, it looks like he's going to stay in the game and run. For the Cardinals, who have another runner on base here and another hard hit ball against Ethan Pino here in this 5th inning. Yeah, I'll go back and I'll pull up. Now you've piqued my curiosity, Jeff, with that St. Mary Springs game.
Yeah.
I want to say it was a 5-spot.
Yeah, they did. They put up a 5-spot in one inning, and I can't remember if it was the 5th.
It was a two runs in the 5th and 3 in the 6th.
Okay, so it was the 5th inning, though, where it started to break things open.
Yeah, and that was partially Logan Plime, but that was partially also relief pitching too.
Right.
So, and that's will be one of my questions when Pino has to leave this game, because he will. What's the plan going to be? Is it going to be Cam Smith? Is it going to be Colton Hogner? We shall see. But we're tied up here at 1, and Austin Thorson at the plate. He got on base last time. This one is tattooed out to center field, and it's going to drop in front of Jack Renz, another base hit. They're
just finding the gaps right now.
Yeah, Yeah, that one was. Thank you. That
You
one
bet.
was hit well, and I almost thought too well off the bat that maybe that was going to get out to Renz, but Thorson able to single once again. Actually,
You know better than I do because you follow the flyway. I mean, you're the flyway focused guy. So this is you understanding this conference much better. It looks like they're going to put in a courtesy now with the 2 outs because a base hit's going to score from second. So,
and I believe that's Joe Promersberger.
My question to you, Jordan, is a loss for Laconia. Does that take them out?
No.
Of the chance for conference
No,
championship?
I think if you're Laconia, you come into this week, you say we have to have a split.
Okay.
You want to sweep these guys, obviously, because Campbellsport swept them, and so
on the other side, if Mayville loses,
I think Mayville needs to sweep Laconia this week. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That was my analysis coming into the week.
Yeah.
Obviously, Campbellsport's got a couple of tough ones playing against Winnebago Lutheran next week. We'll see if Drew Stetbacher gets to go again Thursday. I got to be. Oh, here's a wild pitch here. I don't know if that'll be a wild pitch or a passed ball.
It looked like to me. We'll see if we can see it on the instant replay. I thought
maybe Hogner got a hand on that.
I think he did. It hit the glove.
Yeah, I bet you that might go down as a passed ball then. And now we're 2 runners in scoring position.
If I was scoring it, I'm scoring it as a wild pitch because it was to the outside quite a ways. He was just athletic enough to get his body on it.
Schneider with a big hack. And same thing here. If you're Mayville, you just need a base hit from Schneider. You don't need a 4-bagger. You just need a base hit. Thorson at second. And there's a strike. That's number 2, and we have a 2-2 count.
Deuce is wild up there.
Absolutely.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Schneider strikes out as the fastball at the letters. Got him from Ethan Pino, who walks off the mound with 95 pitches through 5 innings. And we'll take a timeout. We head to the bottom of the 5th. We got a good one at Taylor Park at the top of the flyway between the Cards and the Spartans. Stay with us.
Season is just around the corner. Now is the time to go to the Rock and use the indoor simulator to be prepared. Call to set up a tee time for an hour. Hang out at the bridges at the Rock before or after the simulator. Join us for a relaxing atmosphere in a beautiful setting. Go online today and make a reservation for the simulator or call. Better yet, swing out to the bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Sam's Well Drilling is a family-owned business with over 75 years in the water well drilling industry. We can help you with all of your well drilling needs. Our crews are experienced at finding the proper location, setting up the rigs and equipment in all types of circumstances, and drilling to the appropriate depth so that you have fresh, clean water. Sam's also drills wells for commercial and municipal projects. No project is too large or small for Sam's Well Drilling. We at Sam's are thankful to be involved in supplying the well water needs of people all over Wisconsin. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
Back here at Taylor Park, knotted up and 1 apiece. And the 8-hole hitter, Nick Blank, walking up to the plate here as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. And if you're just joining us and you're looking out at that scoreboard cam at the top center of your shot there, and you say 40 pitches.
Yes, unreal.
Who is this guy in relief? No, that's the starter, Mason Girth, who's thrown 40 through 4. And starts this one off with a strike on the inside corner to Nick Blank.
That's been the key here, is he throws the first pitch strike. Then he trusts his defense. He doesn't. He's not trying to blow it past to get the strikeout himself.
Agreed. And
I'm not sure. I mean, I know you're going to check it right now to find out how many strikeouts he has. But
that was my point in the pregame, and I think you were probably out there setting up doing some DIY on our cameras here, but neither of these pitchers are strikeout guys, right? You have Drew Statbacher from North Fond du Lac who strikes out, between 10 and 15 per game, and you have Weston Poth and Riley Coleman and some of these strikeout aces in the conference. That is not Ethan Pino and Mason Girth, and that's not to say that these guys aren't great pitchers, and again, right on cue. 3 pitches and a strikeout here for Mason Girth, striking out Nick Blank. That's just his 2nd strikeout of the day. These guys, as you mentioned, they're gonna hit their spots, and they're hoping for soft contact and then trust their defense. And through 3 innings probably for Pino, a lot of soft contact, and then he started to get hit a little bit. And for Mayville, it's been a lot of, I would say Girth has given up a lot of soft contact here today. Nothing real hard hit from Mayville, or from Laconia. Although I will say this, I do think they've started to zone in, especially at the top of the order, on that off-speed stuff. We'll see coming up this third time through the order. Logan Plime was down 0-2 before that ball. Pitch outside and in the dirt for Mason Girth. And challenging Plime inside, he turns on it and smokes it down the left field line, and Brent Seiler will go track that one down.
That's exactly what I've also seen from Girth here is his location. He's done a nice job of moving the ball in and out and keeping the hitters a little bit off balance, putting it where he wants.
Yeah,
head in the count, get it underneath the hands, and see if they can get a swing and hit it.
Well, and that's what good pitchers do. Here's off speed, and we'll see if Held can get there. Yes, he can.
Oh,
Bobby
shoot.
Held.
Sorry about that, folks.
Smooth operating there from Bobby Held, and he makes the play.
I didn't quite switch it fast enough, and he's just off camera. He gets there, and I forgot to hit the ball.
Oh, it was a beautiful play from Held. That's all right, Jeff. Don't be too. You're too hard on yourself.
I know,
That's
but
okay.
I like to. I am a perfectionist. I want to make sure when you make a great play, I want to catch it for you. Because we're underneath the same operating purpose. We do this for the kids, so we want to make sure that we help create memories and give them stuff to look forward to. So, it's one of the reasons why I love having you come here, because we've got such an aligned purpose.
No doubt. Love being here. Always love Taylor Park.
Yeah.
I like everywhere I go, certainly. Ooh, that one, good job there by Cam Smith to hold up. He grabbed his side after that. Hopefully he's okay. He grabbed his oblique as soon as he held up there, and hopefully he's all right. It was a good check swing from the leadoff hitter. I was just going to say there before Smith stepped into the box, this is the perfect scenario how you want to face Laconia if you're from a Mayville perspective, right? You get out Blank, you get out Plime with a couple of nice plays, and now you got Smith coming up here with nobody on and 2 outs. That's exactly how you want to do it. And Mason Girth gets out of the inning with 13 pitches. Wow, what took him so long that time?
I don't know, man.
And that is the end of the fifth. There was nobody on with no hits and no errors, and no one left. There you go, Justin. I did it 1 inning for you there for you. All right, we head to the 6th. You're watching on Jeff's live stream. Stay with us.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. Did you know we do all kinds of metalwork? We offer a variety of decor available for purchase from other businesses. Designs range from holiday decor to sports to hobbies. Finished items can be wall hangings, outdoor garden decor, coffee tables, and so much more. If you are looking for address plaques, property signage, or awards plaques, King can make them. These are highly customized and durable products with your own street number, name, or event. A variety of fonts are available, and we can add our automotive-grade paint in a custom color, suitable for indoor or outdoor uses. Pricing varies. Call Joe Barnes at King.
A pitching change as we head to the 6th inning. That closes the book on Ethan Pino. 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Ethan Pino. 95 pitches, 53 of them were for strikes. That matches Mason Girth's total game so far, 53 pitches.
Yeah, I'll wait till Justin gets here, obviously, to ask him, because he's seen more than I have. But how many strikes do you normally see out of Ethan Pino when he's up on the mound? Is he more of a 2/3, 1/3 usual?
Yeah,
it was a little bit close, I think, today.
Yeah, he definitely a little rusty today for Pino out there. But hey, you look at that and he gave up 1 earned run.
Right, exactly.
There's no shame in that right now.
And he pitched 5 innings. I mean, you can't ask for anything more out of a high school kid.
So Logan Plime, the usual other starter, I guess I'll say, the Tuesday, Thursday starters of Ethan Pino and Logan Plime. Plime in here today, and he's quickly down 3-1. Tried to come inside a couple of times on Blake Peterson, missed, and now is a 3-1 count, and Peterson has been on base now 3 times, and all 3 of them via the walk. And Peterson, well, we mentioned it a zillion times. I won't say it again, but he's fast.
Yeah.
And Brady Zitlow back up to the plate. Zitlow so far today 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Tanner Schneider from Mayville, he'll be happy to see a different pitcher. He struck out 2 of the 3 times he faced Ethan Pino. Here's a bunt down the third base line, and there it's going to be booted. And there's no one covering third base. Can they get the ball there? No, there's Blake Peterson, making an incredible play. He did not miss a beat going around second base. He saw no one was covering third, and Peterson, what a play there.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. How did that get booted?
Yeah, that was
underneath the glove?
That was just misplayed there by Sales at third. Sales at third base. Isaac Sales, who's in to play third because Plime came from third.
Okay.
And so Sales into the game for the first time, and that one will go down as an error on the bunt, and now it's first and third, nobody out. And Brent Seiler at the plate for Mayville. That's a good pitch, and a 1-1 count to the left fielder, Brett Seiler, who's made a couple of nice plays out and left today. And back-to-back, that one locked up Seiler. A dandy of an off-speed curveball-looking pitch there from Logan Plime, and it's a 1-2 count. Zitlow at first, Peterson on third. That ball is outside, and the count is 2-2. If you're just joining us, Laconia took the lead back in the second inning, and Mayville just starting to, they finally got some success. Here's a hit and run, and this is going to score a run, and Zitlow round second on his way to third. Throw to third base, and Zitlow's into third on a hit and run single from Brent Seiler.
Fundamental baseball right there by Mayville.
Goodness. They tied it last inning. They take the lead here on some, when that works out for you as a coach, you look mighty smart, don't you there,
yeah,
Jeff?
Absolutely. Again, it was executed perfectly and gets all the way over to third because of the contact knocked right through.
And now look out, Mason Girth, who's already hit the fence twice. One of them was caught by Jack Renz back up against the fence, and one of them beat Renz to dead center when about 324 of the 325 needed to hit a homer. And Mason Girth, out of the 9-hole, he's been productive, and he's got a chance here with a runner on third base to give himself some more run support.
I never noticed that. Thanks for mentioning that. I wasn't paying attention. 325 is a short porch at center field for a high school field.
Sure is. That's why you see a few fly out of this ballpark.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that.
That ball in the dirt, good job by Colton Hogner to keep that one in front. And Plime is down 3-0 here, second 3-ball count of this inning for Logan Plime. He has yet to record an out.
You have seen all of the catchers of the Flyway as well, so where's Hogner sit?
There's some really good catchers in this league. There's ball four straight balls. And now it's the top of the order with the bases juiced, nobody out. And Mayville is smelling blood in the water. Jeff, you called it with the Springs analogy.
Yeah.
And, as we have a little time here, a meeting of the minds at the mound, talk about some of the catchers of the Flyway Conference. Easton Zangle at Lamira is a tremendous catcher. I think Hogner's right up there with the best of them. I will say Tanner Schneider has impressed me in what I've gotten to see from Mayville as well. And, you just look everywhere around the Flyway, and it's like there's so many good shortstops. Here's a first pitch strike for Logan Plime. That's a sight for sore eyes. That one gets past, and that one's going to go into center field. And on a throwback to the pitcher from Hogner that just got away from him. And that had to happen when we were talking about Colton Hogner, didn't it?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, a throwback to the pitcher, and I think he's probably going to go out and apologize there to Logan Plime. And
I think we'll step aside here. We'll give them a chance. And
sounds good.
We'll let you catch your breath. We'll be back. You're listening to Jordan King here on Jeff's live stream.
From design to completion.
Whether you enjoy the sunshine of summer with boating, jet skiing, UTV riding, mowing lawn, gardening, or camping, enjoy the leaves falling in autumn, getting to that perfect nature walk or hunting, or enjoying the Wisconsin snowfall hiking, four-wheeling, snowmobiling, traveling across the state, or just driving up and down your driveway, call PT Tire and Service for all your automotive and recreational needs. Call 920.
So we're back. It's in 0-1 count, and that one is probably going to go as an error on Colton Hogner. That's a beautiful bunt down the first baseline. Will it go foul? Yes, it will.
Whoa.
Good job by Becca Wiesgerber to let that one trickle foul. That was as good a bunt as you will see. Straight down, that's tightrope in that first baseline, and there's so many cleat marks down there. All it takes is to hit one of those and kick foul, and that's exactly what happened. Kevin Keller, the leadoff hitter, in a position that leadoff hitters dream about, Jeff. You don't get many opportunities with two on and nobody out.
Right, exactly.
And Mayville with 3 runs in the last inning plus here to not only tie but take the lead, and down goes Keller on strikes. That's the first out of the inning, first out of the day for Logan Plime. And in steps the ever-dangerous Bobby Held. Held is 1 for 1 with a walk. He also has a sacrifice, I do believe. And that one over the top of Bobby Held. I think
19 pitches already.
Yeah, it's very similar to the first inning for Pino, but
right.
Pino was obviously able to get out of that with no damage. Not the case here with Plime. I think I heard someone from Mayville say, we got ice. Well, I'm not taking one in the head. That'd be what I'd say if I was Bobby Held in there. I'd turn around and slap the helmet and say, yeah, no thanks. Second pitch is a strike, 1-1.
Not as the way he hits the ball either. I mean,
no,
typically you're talking. They're right. Wear it. You load bases.
Throw here to second base, and that one almost ended up in disaster.
That is one of the things that just drives me bonkers. What is the pickoff rate, would you say, over at second base?
Not very good, although I did see one.
You might have seen one,
I
right?
saw one on Friday. WLA got picked off at second. Coach was none too happy about that, and that is foul by about a yard. 3 or 4 feet there from Bobby Held, clearing the bases. That's Brent Seiler, Mason Girth over there at first. I think he would have every opportunity to come around on anything hit to a corner. And Bobby Held now down to a 1-2 count. And Plime a long look back to second base. Comes home with it and strikes out Held. That one in the dirt. And, now we got a run down here. Held ran. Held should still run to first. Held should be running to first here.
Oh, my goodness.
Held stopped. They should get a double play. There is the double play. They got it out there at second base. That's one where
Put that in the scorebook for me, Jordan.
You don't usually see that. Obviously, you love the aggression from Held.
Right.
The aggressiveness from Held. That's what you're always taught to do. It's just an instinct. You swing, the ball gets away, you run. And then you realize, oh, man, I shouldn't have done that. Right? And so, that happens. And out of the inning gets Laconia. There was 1 out, and Mayville runs themselves out of the inning. Bottom of the 6th we go, a 2-run lead for the Cards. We're back after this.
4-6 Tire.
Terry Holes and Ada Shun-Jones Realty is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. With over 20 years of full-time experience in the real estate industry, Terry has had the privilege of helping clients buy and sell homes and properties totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. His deep knowledge of the market, attention to detail, and commitment to clients has driven his success and made each transaction a positive experience. Terry was born and raised in Oakfield. He and his family have deep ties to the community. Terry knows this area when it comes to real estate. Contact Terry at 920-238-5558 for all your realty needs in the greater Oakfield area. Or check him out on Facebook at Terry Holz Realtor.
Born from a single retail project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. Retail is changing, and it's changing fast. No matter where you are, what you do, or how you sell products to your customers, we're with you every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead. Building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big.
Back here in the bottom of the 6th. 6 more outs to play with here for Laconia, and they trail 3-1. Jack Wren's tied up on the inside, swings through it, and it's 1-1.
Earlier in the season, when Laconia was down, you knew that they were going to battle back and have a chance. Somewhere along the line, there's been a little bit of a shift.
Here's a ball hit hard out to left, and a diving play from Brent Seiler. And Seiler takes one away from Jack Wren's here in the bottom of the 6th. That was an awesome play out there in left. Ball hit hard down the left field line. Looked like 2 bases every day of the week, and somehow, some way, Laconia just cannot find green out there right now. Here's Flynn O'Lear, cuts at a fastball at the letters, and he's down 0-1 early.
I just am shocked at the pitch count.
It's incredible, and he's just you know, he's feeding strikes, but Laconia is also. I'd be interested. You know, sometimes you want to be aggressive. That's the game plan. Let's go after this guy. He's going to give us something early in the count. Let's go get him. I'm just interested if Coach Smith thinks this is what the game plan was, or if it's, you know, just not good approaches, or you have those games every now and again, right?
Right.
There's a 3-pitch strikeout there as O'Lear set down on strikes. And that brings the cleanup hitter, Colton Hogner, to the dish with 2 down here in the 6th inning. And that one clips Colton Hogner on the shoulder, and that's how you want to wear one.
Wow, he just
Barely
stayed right in
hits
there.
you,
Yep.
Where the laces maybe clip you a little bit. And you move on down to first base, give a chance here to Luke Robbie, he's got 4-bag power. He's got home run power. In fact, last at bat for him, it looked like he hit one out of here, and it was warning track power for Luke Robbie. First pitch is a ball.
Didn't miss by much, though, but
it did not.
Girth has been right around that strike zone the whole time.
Yeah, just 61 pitches. We've alluded to it plenty. Here, this is out to right field. Tracking back and making the catch out there in right field is Kevin Keller, who has put out a couple out there in right field. He is very comfortable out there. And we head to the 7th inning, and Mayville has a 2-run lead, looking to knot themselves up with the Spartans here in Flyaway Place. Stay with us on Jeff's.
Experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Looking for something special in your child's education? The choices you make for your child today will impact their future forever. At CWC, we provide a Christ-centered education that shapes students academically, spiritually, and personally. From our exceptional elementary and middle schools to the academic rigor of life-enriching programs of our high school, CWC offers a place for students to grow and thrive. Our approach integrates faith into every subject, helping your child see the world through God's eyes. To learn more or schedule a visit, go to wearecwc.org.
Back here at Taylor Park. I think this may be my last half inning, then I'm going to have to sneak out of here, and we'll let Jeff finish it. Jeff will get the save
there we
for
go.
this evening's game. And then if Laconia comes back in the bottom half of the inning, then Laconia will take away my keys and they'll lock me out. They'll say, never, never again on Jeff's live streams. 3-1 lead for Mayville, and this is pelted from Weston Teeters. Dead center field. That one went over the American flag out there, and Weston Teeters just hit a bomb to center. He's just a sophomore.
Wow.
And he smoked that one to dead center. That's his third home run of the season, and that was a no-doubter to dead center. And by the way, Jeff and I were just talking about it during the break there. Logan Plime, got to keep him under 49 pitches here today. You know, that would be, if he got to 49 at this point, that Mayville will have run ruled him by that. I mean, he won't get there. But that's, you know, should this thing go into extras, should Laconia come back, Plime's got 49. You know, we got Justin, who just got here. This one's out to center from Thorson and taken care of by Jack Renz, first out of the inning. We're just, you know, you got to have Logan Plime for Thursday for sure. So you got to keep him under 50 pitches. Got to keep him at 49 as his max, so he gets the 1 day of rest. He can go again because you got to start him coming up on Thursday in what I believe is a must-win for both teams on Thursday.
I want to throw a little bit of a shout out there. You got a couple younger players on this Mayville team, all through the Leroy Athletic Club. I up a lot of these kids when they were younger, and they pump out some good baseball players and good coaching over there in Leroy.
No wonder they have such good eyes at the plate.
Yeah.
You know, because Justin was telling them what they should and shouldn't swing at when he was umpiring.
If it was anywhere near the plate, it was a strike.
That's why they're swinging at that, Justin, right there.
Probably.
2-1 count to Tanner Schneider, the catcher.
Just a freshman.
Just a freshman.
Yeah.
See, I was that was in my notes, and I didn't confirm it before I came, so I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
And, you know, we were talking about catchers before. I really like the way Tanner Schneider plays the position back there. I mentioned it, you know, they beat WLA 12-8 on Friday, and WLA had 2 runners thrown out at the plate, and both of them were excellent tags from Schneider. One, he was almost on the grass, and he was able to catch it and swipe the tag and hit the WLA runner on the head. But that's his 3rd strikeout of the day, so a day to forget from the plate. But a good catcher, you can always impact the game elsewhere. And, well, I know he's probably not calling balls or calling the pitches, but 62 pitches for Mason Girth. He's rolling right along.
Yeah, Schneider, a good travel ball player, too. He plays GRB. Like, he plays everything that, you know, these kids play all year round nowadays. It's not the same anymore where they 3-sport athletes like that. Schneider focuses a lot on baseball.
Blake Peterson down 0-2. He walked all 3 times so far today, and that one's inside. Peterson also wreaking havoc out on the base paths a couple of times so far tonight. 1-2 pitch coming home from Logan Plime, and that one nearly caught him. Oh, that almost hit Peterson, and they're going to punch him out on it. So that's the end of the 7th. I'm going to say so long. Jeff and Justin will take you home here on Jeff's live streams.
Jordan, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate it. And we'll be in touch soon.
You bet.
Jordan King here from the Flyway Focus joining us here on Jeff's live stream. We'll be back.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Andy Kolker at My Property Shop is ready to assist you with your real estate needs. She prides herself on quick and smooth transactions with excellent negotiation skills. She is the local agent who puts your needs ahead of her own. Andy has already sold over $1 million in property in the first quarter of 2025. Do you want quality, detailed, accurate information in the real estate market? If so, contact Andy today. My Property Shop, located at 6 East Franklin Street, Waupun, or call or text 920-296-8738.
Welcome back here on Jeff's live streams at Taylor Park in Laconia. Laconia needing 3 to send this baby to extra as well. I've seen that already this year. I know you mentioned it.
I did.
That they're in a tough part of their order. I mean, they got Pinot coming up. I got to take a look at where I'm at here. My box score spot. What do we got? Pinot coming up in the 6, 7, 8 spot. But, man, what can you say? Mason Girth's been fantastic for the Cardinals
62
today.
pitches.
Unbelievable.
Through 6. I mean, he's just been fundamentally sound, Justin. He hasn't done anything that just tries to blow it past, but he's trusted his defense. The ball's been put in play. He does have a couple of strikeouts. I don't know how many it is right now, but he's got multiple strikeouts as well, but that's not been his MO. He's been trusting his defense.
3.
Yeah.
3 strikeouts today. Only giving up 3 hits as well. Nice breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
He's gotten ahead in the count as well. Put the Spartans on their toes.
Real slow delivery from Girth. Comes home, lined into center field. It's hanging up there. Nice catch out in center right there
by Peterson.
Yeah, Blake Peterson. Wow. Jordan talked about his range previously. You saw it right there. Ball was tailing away from him, and he made a great grab. And now Laconia's got to do everything with 2 down.
We were talking earlier in the 5th inning that this reminded me of that Springs game. Laconia was in charge for the most part. I mean, they were up 1-0, but they seemed to be in control. And then all of a sudden, that 5th inning, things just flipped again.
Pitch went behind Wiesgerber, and then that might be one that you just kind of want to stick your leg out a little bit and let you
wear it. Right.
One terribly hard throw from Girth. 1-0. Outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Or 1-1. Nice pitch. I mean, from what I tuned in and was watching, I hadn't seen him go into a 2-ball count to start at all.
No, not at all.
Grounded. First, Teeters comes up with it, flips to Girth for a 3-1 putout, and we're 2 down. That'll bring up Nick Blank. Blank 0 for 1 with an RBI and a strikeout today. The only run scored was driven in by Nick Blank.
I was trying to get this dugout camera to work, but I couldn't get down there enough time to get it focused, so I attached it right off of the fence.
Inside corner from Nick Blank to Nick Blank. He didn't like that one, but Girth starts off with another first pitch strike.
Yeah. I know that Game Changer showed it to us when we got the Laconia stats. I'd be interested. They're not showing it to us probably during in-game stats.
Let's take a look. He's thrown 65 pitches. 50 of them have been strikes.
Yeah, it would be nice to know how many were first pitch. But again, and that's it.
Strike 3, 4th strikeout of the game, and that'll do it. Mayville doing what they need to do to stay alive in the Flyway Conference. And Laconia going to need to try to split with them on Thursday.
We had that conversation a little bit with Jordan. I think what we'll do is we'll step aside here, Justin, and we'll give you a chance to gather up some of the statistics, and we'll put those here on our post-game show. We'll be back here on Jeff's live stream.
Oh, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's live stream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually. The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
PT.
Welcome back here on the post-game show on Jeff's live streams from Taylor Park. The Cardinals winning 4-1, and they get things done, and they needed to do it. They needed the win today in order to stay alive in the Flyweight Conference, but it's a big win, and Mason Girth was a big part of it. Girth with 53% of the time, basically 54% of the time, he threw a first pitch strike, and 78% of the time he threw that first pitch strike, he got an out. I mean, what? Just an incredible performance on the mound from Mason Girth. Kept it under 70 pitches.
A whole game, under 70. That's less than 10 an inning. Can you believe that, Justin?
Unbelievable. You don't see that a lot. And I heard you talking
And he's not one of your main starting pitchers, from what Jordan was saying.
And that's 5 straight games now for Mason Girth where he has not given up an earned run. It's unbelievable. What can you say? A fantastic game from him today. Home run from Weston Teeters as I arrived, as well as a couple of RBIs. 1 RBI for Weston Teeters. Held had an RBI. Seiler had an RBI. And the other run that was scored was on a throwback to the pitcher that went away. Was it kind of a tough one? It's a hard one to really get a pitch on. And I did comment in their announcers jinx, Jeff, because you guys were talking about how good Colton Hogner has been behind the plate. And
and then he sails one.
Immediately sailed one at the plate for the Cards today. 2 for 4 from Weston Teeters. Thorson goes 2 for 4. 1 for 2 from Mason Girth. 1 for 2 from Held. Brent Seiler went 1 for 3. 0 for 3 from Kevin Keller. 0 for 1 with 3 walks from Blake Peterson. Promisberger was put in as a runner. Schneider went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and Zitlow went 0 for 3. But, it's a tale of two things. You get a great pitching start from one team. I wouldn't say Pino was bad. He only gave up 1 run. The loss ain't going to go to him. It'll go to Plime. Just one of those games where you need to put up at least a couple more to help your starting pitcher out. But Mason Girth did a great job when, again, he's a pitch-to-contact pitcher, not a pitch-to-strikeout. Only 4 strikeouts today, and trusted that Cardinal defense and got it done.
It is very, very difficult to win a lot of games with only 1 run, especially at the high school level. You just have to have phenomenal pitching, and you have to have some luck just to have for that to happen. And right now, that early on in the season, I think Laconia had that luck. Right now, they don't have that type of situation. The reason I'm looking at the pregame stuff is I don't know what Jordan had a chance to cover here. There's your Division III rankings.
Yep.
You've got Laconia sitting at number 7. You got Mayville sitting at number 10. Over on Division II, you've got Campbellsport sitting at number 7. What happens to these situations here now, Justin, with the rankings? Does this last week, Laconia was the number 3 seed, and Mayville was unranked. So now what happens here in this situation?
I think that loss to Springs originally hurt them and dropped them down. And then this one to Mayville, I know coming into the season, Mayville was talked about as a middle-of-the-road conference team, but they have some really good young players, and they have good depth in their age as well. You look at Joe Promisberger, a fantastic all-around athlete at Mayville, and he's not even in the starting lineup.
Right, and you got Coach Held has just done a fantastic job with the talent that he has.
Fantastic job. I know both JV coaches are friends of mine, and they said that they had a couple guys that spent a couple days on JV, and they went right up to the varsity team. And it tells you the youth that this team has had. And I know that I've talked to Scotty Hilbert a couple times about this freshman class that Mayville has. They're a fantastic group of athletes, and look for them to make noise here coming up in these next couple years. But for Laconia, it's forget about it. It happened.
Right.
You only had 3 hits today. You faced a good pitcher. You ain't going to see him on Thursday. You got to be able to bounce back on Thursday and get the win, because otherwise, if you don't, you move to 8-4 in the conference, and that pretty much drops you out of the race. Because Campbellsport is now in the running. I mean, they hold their own cards at 8-2. I'm sure they won tonight to make themselves 9-2 in the conference. Everything is on Campbellsport and Mayville. They need Campbellsport to lose a couple times because they lost to them twice.
Right. It's just what a conference it's been for softball and for baseball so far this spring. I feel so blessed that we've had the opportunity to cover this both of these teams here on the baseball side, but especially the flyway in general, baseball and softball.
I mean, you look at it the other way around. I mean, the flyway and softball looks almost identical.
Yeah, right.
Laconia up at the top, Mayville and Lamira up at the top. Then you got kind of a Springs at the top, and then it kind of falters off in the middle of the road. You say the falters off for that Campbellsport team in softball, but they've played 1-run games with all the top teams in the conference.
Right, and Jordan had talked about that before.
Like,
yeah, let's take a look at our rest of our post-game show. So Justin, unfortunately, struggled quite a bit with the game at Kewaskum today.
Waupun did win.
They did win. Awesome.
5-1.
Nice. Good job there for Waupun to win that one 5-1. Tomorrow, or on Thursday, we've got Oakfield doubleheader. Wayland will be taking on Oakfield in baseball. I think Justin's got that call. And then we're heading to WLA to cover soccer. So I might actually pop over to Oakfield and see how things go in that first game against Wayland. Last time, Justin, Wayland had to cancel back on the 8th because they did not have enough players, illness, and injuries. So that Wayland is way down in baseball, but Oakfield had a good win against CWC yesterday, and it'll be good for them to get in here and get on a roll as they're trying to wrap up at least a preparation for the playoffs. On Friday, we are here to pick up some softball as Mayville and Laconia are going to be at softball, and I took that back. It's a baseball game here.
Oh, you think you got that wrong, that you double scheduled that.
Yeah, but there's I know there's a baseball game. I think it might be actually at Oakfield. I'll have to double check that. There's one extra that I did not have on the schedule here, but Winneconne at Waupun is definitely a game that we are covering on Friday. And then on Saturday, all day, we are at Oakfield. We're at 2 diamonds, and we've got 3 games that we're covering at each diamond. I know I only have 2 of them that are here. Again, congratulations here to the Mayville Cardinals on the big victory today here on Jeff's live stream. Take care. Let's wrap this up here quick with a prayer. If you want to go ahead, Justin, and see what Coach wanted, that's fine. Go grab him. Yeah, if he wants to come and talk, he can. So let's have a quick prayer here. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this opportunity again to have this streaming service, for the opportunity here to showcase the young athletes and the young men and women that you have put in front of us to bring glory to you as they represent you so well here in an athletic situation. Lord, we want to thank you again that there was no major injuries that took place. Also, Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us, and we pray that everybody will make it home safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Take care. God bless. Justin, thank you again for trying to fight through that. Thank you for making it here. Thanks to Jordan King from the Flyway Focus in calling this first part of their almost the entire game here, but we really appreciate it. Take care. God bless. This is Jeff Sauer signing off.
Thank you for watching our broadcast. A shout out to our sponsors. enjoyed our broadcast. Until next time, may God bless you today and every day.